Next topic is the Chief of Defense Staff. Again, this particular news was this news item was very much in news throughout the year. Okay, and it was a part of discussion everywhere that we have created a new post, that is Chief of Defense Staff, and that is why this year in prelim as well as mains पे analytical questions आ सकते हैं. What are the pros and cons of this Chief of Defense Staff? Okay. And in prelim also, definitely they can ask the specifications of the Chief of Defense Staff. What are the duties of the Chief of Defense Staff? Okay, and any other thing which can be asked about the Chief of Defense Staff, CDS. So now, as we know that we have three kind of defense forces. One is the Army, other is the Air Force, and third is the Navy. And all three forces had earlier. All three forces had, in fact, even now, they have their chief of army, chief of navy, as well as chief of air force. Okay, but there was not a common chief of all these three defense forces. And right now we made this chief of defense staff. That means this chief of defense staff will be the chief of all these three defense forces. So that was a new development. Okay, but इसके functions क्या और क्या limitations है इस post की, so we'll see. The government has created the post of Chief of Defence Staff, that is CDS, and the General Bipin Rawat became the first CDS of India. Okay. अभी CDS कौन है? Current CDS कौन है?
Bipin Rawat.
Bipin Rawat ही है. Okay. So just a second. Yes. Now is the specifications. Okay. Specifications of this CDS. So first point is about the combined. He is the combined head of the Army, Navy, and Air Force. First of all. Second thing, he will be in the rank of a 4-star general with salary and prerequisites equivalent to a service chief. Okay. तो ये मतलब हम ये कहना चाह रहे हैं कि एक वो 4-star general होना चाहिए. And in fact, every chief of each defense forces, Army chief भी एक 4-star general होता है. Okay. एंड आर्मी चीफ एक 4-स्टार जनरल था, तो उसकी रैंक के बराबर ही होना चाहिए बेसिकली. ओके, एंड हिज सर्विसेज, दिस सर्विस कंडीशंस एंड सैलरीज इज इक्विवेलेंट टू द सर्विस चीफ. जो चीफ ऑफ आर्मी होता है उसकी इक्विवेलेंट इसकी सैलरी होगी एंड द सर्विस कंडीशंस होंगी. नाउ द मैक्सिमम एज लिमिट फॉर CDS is 65 years. That means after attaining the age of 65 years, he need to be retired. And he will also be a permanent chairman of the Chiefs of Staff Committee. He will act as the principal military advisor to Defense Minister. So Chief of Staff Committee का मतलब है कि Chief of Staff Committee होती है that these three chiefs from these three defense forces, okay, उनकी स्टाफ कमेटी होती है, तो then he will be a permanent chairman. पहले भी आर्मी का जो चीफ होता था that was a chairman of this chief of staff committee, but it was a temporary chairman kind of. Okay, पर अभी ये एक पोस्ट परमानेंट कर देगी that it will be permanent chief of the staff committee. तो पहले भी एक मीटिंग होती थी इन तीनों डिफेंस फोर्सेस के बीच में, then this army chief acted as this chairman of that chief of staff committee, but now this post has been made permanent, and he will also act as the principal military advisor to defense minister. So apart from that, एक तरह से इनका जितने मिलिट्री अफेयर्स में जो भी इनको सजेस्ट कर रहे हैं डिफेंस मिनिस्टर को, एक तरह से उनका एक प्रिंसिपल सेक्रेटरी की तरह भी काम करेगा डिफेंस मिनिस्टर का इन डेफिनेटली ओनली मिलिट्री अफेयर्स. So he will not exercise any military command, including over the three service chiefs, so as to able to provide impartial advice to the political leadership. So this point is very much important. ये conceptual point है, इसको समझ लो जरा. And prelim इस पे क्वेश्चन भी आ सकते हैं. So this CDS do not have any power to make military command. कि भी आप अटैक कर सकते हो, आप ऐसे जाओ और अटैक करो, ये सब जो कमांड है ये सब ये CDS नहीं देता है. ओके, CDS is a kind of advisory body. एक बात याद रखना, CDS do not have this executive power. It is a advisory body. So he will not exercise any military command. तो मिलिट्री कमांड जो भी देना है प्रेसिडेंट देगा, डोंट वरी, और प्राइम मिनिस्टर बिहाफ ऑफ द प्रेसिडेंट, बट दिस सीडीएस डू नॉट हैव एनी मिलिट्री कमांड, एग्जीक्यूटिव पावर नहीं है, ओके। एंड फर्दर जो कमांड देगा वो चीफ ऑफ आर्मी देगा, चीफ ऑफ नेवी देगा, चीफ ऑफ एयरफोर्स देगा, आगे जो फॉरवर्ड करेगा कमांड, बट यस दिस सीडीएस इज जस्ट एडवाइजरी बॉडी, so including over the 3 service chiefs so as to able to provide impartial advice to the political leadership. So he will head the department of military affairs. तो एक नया डिपार्टमेंट क्रिएट किया गया है, सो डिपार्टमेंट ऑफ मिलिट्री अफेयर्स, तो उस डिपार्टमेंट का बेसिकली हेड होगा दिस सीडीएस, ओके। जैसे एक सेक्रेटरी होता है, सेक्रेटरी बेसिकली हम सिविल सर्विस से अपॉइंट करते हैं, ओके। एक डिपार्टमेंट का एक सेक्रेटरी होता है, वो ब्यूरोक्रेट होता है, ऑब्वियसली एडमिनिस्ट्रेटिव सर्विस से आता है, एंड उस डिपार्टमेंट को हेड करता है। लेकिन जो डिपार्टमेंट ऑफ मिलिट्री अफेयर्स बनाया गया, इसको हेड जो करेगा दैट इज द पर्सन फ्रॉम दिस डिफेंस फोर्सेज ओनली, एंड इट इज नॉट ए ब्यूरोक्रेट, ओके। तो वो कोई ना कोई मिलिट्री जनरल ही होगा जो इस डिपार्टमेंट को हेड करेगा, ऑब्वियसली सीडीएस है। So there is that means that this bureaucrat won't head this department of military affairs, and that is in the Ministry of Defense only. तो ये भी पूछा जा सकता है डिपार्टमेंट ऑफ मिलिट्री अफेयर्स जो बनाया गया वो कौन सी मिनिस्ट्री में, सो आपको ऑप्शन में आ सकता है कि मिनिस्ट्री ऑफ दिस होम अफेयर्स और पीएमओ प्राइम मिनिस्टर ऑफिस, ये सब डिपार्टमेंट ऑप्शन आ सकते हैं, बट यार इसका आंसर है कि मिनिस्ट्री ऑफ डिफेंस में बनाया गया डिपार्टमेंट ऑफ मिलिट्री अफेयर्स, एंड ही दिस सीडीएस फंक्शन एज ए इट्स सेक्रेटरी, जैसे कि ब्यूरोक्रेटिक डिपार्टमेंट को हेड करता है, सेक्रेटरी होता है बेसिकली उस डिपार्टमेंट का, लाइकवाइज दिस डिपार्टमेंट ऑफ मिलिट्री अफेयर्स विल बी हेडेड बाय द सीडीएस एंड ही विल एक्ट एज अ सेक्रेटरी ऑफ दैट डिपार्टमेंट। एंड what are the functions of CDS? So he will administer tri-services organizations. Tri-services agencies, obviously we know, organizations commands related to cyber and space will be under the command of the CDS. तो ये पर्टिकुलर दो चीजें हैं जहां पर वो कमांड दे सकता है सीडीएस, दैट इज वन इज द साइबर अफेयर एंड अदर इज द स्पेस अफेयर। तो यहाँ इन दो चीजों में वो बेसिकली कमांड करता है, इन 3 सर्विसेज को, ओके, एडमिनिस्टर करता है। अदरवाइज रेगुलर दिस कॉम्बैट इन कॉम्बैट दिस कमांड, दिस सीडीएस डू नॉट होल्ड ओनली एनी काइंड ऑफ कमांड, सो ओनली these 2 spheres, cyber and space related fields, the CDS some kind of commands, okay. So he will be a member of Defense Acquisition Council. So Defense Acquisition Council obviously chaired by Defense Ministry. ये भी क्वेश्चन एग्जाम में आ सकता है कि Defense Acquisition Council को बेसिकली कौन हेड करता है, तो ऑप्शन में आपको आ जाएंगे डिफेंस एक्विजिशन काउंसिल के लिए, ऑप्शन में आपको आ जाएंगे प्राइम मिनिस्टर, होम मिनिस्टर, फाइनेंस मिनिस्टर और डिफेंस मिनिस्टर। तो ज्यादातर बच्चे वो प्राइम मिनिस्टर लगा कर आएंगे बिकॉज प्राइम मिनिस्टर हेड्स द स्ट्रेटेजिक कमिटीज, वेरियस स्ट्रेटेजिक कमिटीज और काउंसिल्स, but this for this defense acquisition council the person who chairs this council is the defense minister, ye yaad rakhna. And there is a defense planning committee also, and that is chaired by the NSA. so ye bhi yaad rakhna, aur NSA ka matlab kya hai, national security advisor, aur national security advisor kaun hai abhi, yes
अजीत डोभाल,
right, Ajit Doval. So this CDS will be a member of Defense Acquisition Council as well as Defense Planning Committee. Okay, Defense Acquisition Council is headed by Defense Minister, and Defense Planning Committee is headed by the NSA. And right now NSA is Chief this Ajit Doval, and the CDS will be a member of these two organizations. Okay. So he functioned as the military advisor to the Nuclear Command Authority. So ये भी याद रखना कि he is also a military advisor to the Nuclear Command Authority. He brings about jointness in operation, logistic, transport, training, support, services, communications, repairs and maintenance, etc. of the 3 services. So obviously हमने इस पोस्ट को इसलिए क्रिएट किया है so that there should be some kind of coordination between these 3 services. Okay. उनकी जो स्टाफ कमिटीज होंगी वो बराबर बुलाई जाएंगी और ये जो सीडीएस हैं उनके उनसे सबसे एडवाइस लेंगे, ओके, कि आपको कौन सा ऑपरेशन करना चाहते हो, आपके पास कितनी स्ट्रेंथ है, कौन से वेपन्स है, कहां पर भी कमी है, ओके, एंड व्हाट काइंड ऑफ इंटेलिजेंस शेयरिंग यू हैव. So then there would be coordination, there would be joint operations also, joint trainings also, and there would be a some kind of this coordination in every activity, like logistical activity, like transport activity, because their infrastructure can be shared. Okay, मान लो रिफिलिंग करनी है एयरफोर्स वालों को और मिलिट्री के पास कुछ ऐसा स्टेशन ऐसा बेसिकली कुछ है, ओके, देन दे कैन शेयर देयर एसेट्स आल्सो. ओके, अदरवाइज अभी तक क्या हो रहा था कि जो वाटर कंपार्टमेंट बेसिक में टाइप थे, उसमें एक तरह से फ्रेगमेंटेड थे. ओके, ये तीनों जो हमारी जो फोर्सेस है, there was no coordination, there was a wastage of resources also, because यदि किसी एक डिफेंस फोर्स के बाद सेम जगह पे कोई रिसोर्स है तो वो दूसरी फोर्स पे यूज कर सके, पर पहले ऐसा नहीं होता था. So that is why we are making this kind of force, so that there could be coordination between the three defense forces of India. And that is why all these three things, the coordination, the CDS will act as a coordination body for these three defense forces of India. So why such post and integration? Why such post has been created? So first of all, disjointed or fragmented operations and ineffective intelligence sharing during the Kargil war has led to delay in decision making. Because our forces were fragmented or disjointed and there was a little coordination, and that is why there was a delay in decision making. जैसे हमने पार्लियामेंट का भी एग्जांपल लिया था लास्ट टाइम 2001 में जो पार्लियामेंट अटैक हुआ था, at that time also there was a delayed response, and that is why, because we had delayed response, that is why we have created now this integrated battalion group. Okay, IBG. That's why I created that group. Okay, and likewise in the Kargil war also there was a delayed response because there was no coordination among these three forces, and that is why at that time also we felt about this kind of problem, that there is a lack of coordination. So if after this coordination there will be a joint, because we are making joint operations, that's why it will be easy to make this kind of operations at the field level, and the intelligence also will be effective because intelligence will be now shared. There will be common data of intelligence that is collected from the defense forces. Okay, that kind of coordination was very much needed. Second is the changing nature of warfare, because now warfare are based on the technology driven, and that is why to counter this kind of warfare, it is pertinent, it is important to have an integrated approach rather than fragmented approach. Okay, जैसे कि फर्ज करो कि एयरफोर्स की मान लो कोई जैसे कि हमने पढ़ते हैं दैट एयरफोर्स के पास फर्ज करो कोई ड्रोन्स बनाने के लिए कुछ लैब है और वो कुछ इस तरह से एक्सपेरिमेंट कर रही है. Obviously it can make any company can make planes also, it can have some research in drones also. Okay, and military also needed some kind of drones, or maybe navy also needs some kind of drones. So obviously why not there should be a coordination, तीनों मिलके अपनी जो इंटेलिजेंस है वो शेयर करें, तीनों मिलके अपनी जो टेक्नोलॉजी शेयर करें, and there would be better drones. Okay, likewise जैसे कि missiles are needed by the army, missiles are needed by the air force, as well as missiles are needed by this navy. Okay, so why not there should be a joint this research or joint formations, etc. Okay, so there should be technology sharing of technology. So for all these things, because new nature of war, we need the integrated approach. And next is the international precedence. And what is the meaning of international precedence? That other countries also, like countries like USA, UK, already follow integrated approach for warfare, and China is also gradually restructuring its People's Liberation Army with theater commands. Okay, because all other countries also have shown the integrated approach, and that is why it's an international precedence also that India need to follow. Okay. Now next, and the fourth reason is the efficient resource utilization. As I have explained that the fourth point is about the efficient resource utilization. So as we have discussed that because of this fragmented approach, we have wasted our resources. But after adopting this coordination approach, we could use our resources efficiently to have a single point agency to prioritize our weapons procurements. And fifth reason is about the direct communication. So earlier, this is a very important point. Earlier, the communication between the defense forces and the government was through the civilian bureaucracy. जैसे कि मैंने आपको बताया कि this Department of Military Affairs को कौन हेड करेगा? CDS. तो पहले ये जो भी डिफेंस जो सेक्रेटरी हेड करते थे इस तरह के डिपार्टमेंट्स को, ओके, और जो भी इंफॉर्मेशन है वो सेक्रेटरीज के थ्रू आती थी. Obviously, government do not want to indulge the civilian bureaucracy, at least for the some kind of strategic operations. जैसे कि अभी जो एयर स्ट्राइक हुआ था, ओके, एंड दिस सर्जिकल स्ट्राइक हुआ, ये सब चीजें हुई थी जो, these kind of things need to be very confidential, and that is why we want to bypass the civilian bureaucracy, and that is why the CDS made the secretary of the Department of Military Affairs. Okay, so डायरेक्ट डिपार्टमेंट जो CDS है वो रिपोर्ट करेगा PMO को या प्राइम मिनिस्टर को, ओके, या डिफेंस मिनिस्टर को, and then this chief of defense, various defense forces will report to CDS. So that is why we can bypass the civilian bureaucracy, and that is meant by this direct communication. And joint operation and joint training of all subsidies is the need of the hour. So that is another reason that we have created this CDS.
Thanks for watching our video. Please like, share and subscribe.